Hi, okay. So this is uh the the code for the solar system app. It's in Python with the turtle module. So lets me draw it and just have a little demo bot basically. So these are classes that just set up what each planet is, what the sun is, and then some functions within those classes that tell what they some basic things to do. Like this print me basically just allows me to print in the console all these different variables, mostly just for debugging and troubleshooting. Um, this draw scaled is gonna let it draw out each planet's orbit. That way we can see what's happening. And then here's the planet class, and it inherits from the celestial object, just like the sun. And then this this is for scaling the distance scale. The minimum orbit is just for minimum range for our little guy to for our little turtle to run around. And whenever it hits that minimum range, then things start popping up because you're within range of that planet. Same thing for the max orbit is just the maximum orbit. Now I have them both set to plus or minus 10% of the orbit, and that's the radius out from the sun. This here's just setting up each planet. I'm only doing from the sun to Mars because the scales are so ridiculously big that you can't see anything if you go farther out than that on a computer. Okay, so this just sets up the screen and what we're seeing. This draws out where uh, the sun, and then this is uh, this is just what scale we're using, and then it's just from Mercury to Mars. Uh, our little spaceship guy. This is where he's getting set up. The pin up just so he doesn't draw contrail lines. Okay, so this is the travel formula, the travel function, and basically it just sets up that if you get as the spaceship's going forward, if you come within uh, this distance starting at 0, which is where the sun is, if if that distance is greater than the Mercury minimum orbit and is less than the max orbit, so if it's within 10% of Mercury's orbit, then it'll change to the change color to orange, and it'll print information about Mercury. And then same thing for each each one. Uh, Venus is yellow, Earth is green, Mars is red, and then if it's not within range of any of the planets orbits, then it just reverts back to being black. And these functions just set up how it travels, how it moves. So if I go up, if I push the WASD, like in video games, like in computer games, sorry, uh, it's the same controls set up here, so that if you push W, you just keep at 90 degrees, which is just straight up, and you do the travel function, which is up here. And it does that for WASD, and this is where it says, oh, okay, whenever you push this key, do this thing. And calls these functions. And then the listen is just, hey, listen, listen for the key press. And then it runs the loop. So here is the solar system app as it's working. I'm gonna double screen it. And it's drawing the orbits right now, so we can see what's going on. And as my little turtle moves, there he pops up in the center at the sun. And this is where you theoretically you'd scan a QR code or something, and then it pops up and calculates all this. So, gonna move the little guy, you can move around, just wander around, and then as you hit finally come within range of Mercury, you have information pop up, say, hey, you're on Mercury. Here's some information about this. And you can come in and go to Venus, and then Earth, and then maybe wander around a bit, and then finally find Mars. And then you can go back if you want to. And that's pretty much it. Basically, all that's happening is if my little turtle comes within 10% of an orbit, orbit's radius from the sun, if it's within 10% of that distance, information pops up. It says, hey, you're here. So that's pretty much it.